In February 1959, 9 hikers, led by Dyatlov, set out on an expedition into the remote northern Ural Mountains in Soviet Russia. Each of them was experienced, skilled skiers, seasoned mountaineers, and students from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, eager to test themselves against the harsh wilderness. Their goal was Otorten Mountain, a peak that many had attempted but few had conquered. They packed carefully, double-checking gear, food supplies and winter clothing, joking with one another and taking photographs before stepping into the unknown. Spirits were high, though the mountains awaited them with dangers no one could predict. The first days of the journey were grueling, yet manageable. Temperatures dropped to -30 degrees Celsius, the wind slicing through layers of clothing, snow crunching under skis. The team moved efficiently, leaving tracks that would later guide search parties. Villagers nearby occasionally saw them, small moving figures against the endless snow, and noted the calm discipline of the hikers. But even on these first days, the mountains began to show their unpredictable nature. Sudden gusts of wind, hidden ice patches, and snowdrifts forced the hikers to make minor adjustments in their route. Still, no one could foresee what was to come. On February 1st, as they approached Kholat-Syakhl, later known as the Mountain of the Dead, weather worsened. Locals reported strange lights in the sky, flickering and moving unnaturally fast, sometimes described as orange glows darting between the peaks. Superstitious whispers told of spirits inhabiting the mountain, but the hikers were practical, noting only that conditions were harsher than usual. By February 2nd, they decided to camp on the slope of the mountain rather than push to the summit, as the storm clouds gathered overhead. The tent was pitched on an incline, partially exposed to wind. Igor wrote in his diary that the day had been exhausting, but that the team remained in good spirits, though a subtle tension lingered, an unease that no one acknowledged aloud. That night, something extraordinary and terrifying occurred. The tent, later found by rescuers, had been slashed open from the inside. Tracks led out into the snow, some barefoot, others in socks, scattered in random directions as if the hikers fled in panic. The first 2 bodies were found some distance from the tent, lying in positions suggesting hypothermia, yet they were only partially dressed, which was unusual for survival against the freezing conditions. Among them was Dyatlov himself, his face frozen, eyes wide in terror, his body pointing to a struggle no one could understand. As rescuers combed the area, more bodies were found in horrifying conditions. 2 had fractured skulls and broken ribs, injuries severe enough to match a car crash. Yet there was no evidence of external impact. No signs of a struggle, nothing to explain the trauma. One woman was missing her tongue and eyes, yet the rest of her body appeared untouched. Radiation traces were found on some clothing, a detail that would mystify scientists for decades. The positions of the bodies suggested a mixture of deliberate escape, panic, and perhaps an invisible force that drove them from the tent in the middle of the night. Investigators pieced together the scene, hypothesizing that some catastrophic event struck suddenly. The group had seemingly fled the tent with only minimal clothing, leaving behind shoes, coats, and personal items, indicating extreme fear. The tent being cut from the inside suggested that they did not intend to leave the shelter, but were forced to flee, perhaps by something they could not comprehend. The snow around the tent was undisturbed except for their tracks, ruling out animal attacks or other human interference. Over the years, countless theories have tried to explain what happened: an avalanche, infrasound-induced panic, secret military tests, unknown creatures, or even paranormal involvement. Each theory accounts for some details but leaves others unexplained. Scientists suggested that a rare combination of weather, terrain, and human panic could lead to irrational behavior, causing the hikers to abandon the tent in desperation. But the mysterious injuries, radiation traces, and strange positioning of the bodies defy simple explanation. Eyewitnesses reported unusual phenomena on the night of the tragedy: glowing lights in the sky, sudden changes in wind direction, and eerie sounds echoing across the peaks. Some described seeing figures moving unnaturally fast, disappearing into the snow, while others spoke of faint whispers carried by the wind. Villagers who had lived in the area for decades were uneasy, warning outsiders about the mountain's ancient secrets, though few dared to elaborate. The aftermath of the Dyatlov Pass incident turned it from a tragedy into a legend. Books, documentaries, and investigative reports have emerged, each proposing different ideas. Some investigators attempted to recreate the conditions, testing snow stability and avalanche patterns. Others analyzed the hikers' bones for signs of trauma or hypothermia. Despite all efforts, no theory fully explains every detail, leaving the case a puzzle that spans decades. In addition to the physical evidence, the human element is haunting. Personal diaries revealed no fear during the day but subtle notes of unease. Friends and family remembered the hikers as rational and experienced, capable of surviving harsh conditions. How then did they succumb in such a sudden, inexplicable way? Was it a natural disaster, a military experiment gone wrong, a territorial predator, or something far beyond understanding? The mountains themselves seem to guard the answer, silent and indifferent. Modern hikers report that the area is strange even today. Sudden disorientation, inexplicable cold patches, and a sense of being watched are commonly mentioned. Maps and GPS often seem unreliable in the region, adding to the feeling that the Dyatlov Pass is not only physically treacherous but psychologically unsettling. Each year, adventurers, historians, and thrill seekers visit the area, some reporting odd sounds, shadows moving in peripheral vision, or fleeting glimpses of lights in the mountains at night. The Dyatlov Pass incident continues to fascinate because it combines the perfect storm of human vulnerability, harsh nature, and inexplicable mystery. It is a story of courage, fear, and the unknown. 9 individuals ventured into the wilderness seeking adventure and returned as a puzzle that challenges logic, science, and imagination. The mountains have kept their secrets for over 60 years, leaving a legend that will continue to inspire, terrify, and puzzle anyone who dares to explore the Ural wilderness. Even today, the mountains seem alive with whispers of the past. The story of the Dyatlov Pass incident is more than 9 lives lost. It is a reminder of the fragile boundary between human control and nature's power, and the lingering mysteries that defy understanding no matter how much we investigate. And while the world has moved on, the snow still holds the footprints of the past, frozen forever in the silent slopes of the Ural Mountains.